What is the worst smell you've ever smelled? One time I farted in a crowded elevator and it smelled so bad it made a pregnant lady throw up. When my girlfriend, now wife, went to Disney in 2016 after I graduated college, I farted in line for a Toy Story ride. My belly was hurting, and we had waited in line a long time. I wasn't leaving. I ripped a nasty fart. The problem was that there was a family with a young girl, probably like 3 or 4. She was at ground zero. She started getting restless. The parents thought she pooped herself. To that family, I am very sorry. Dead body. Neighbor died with the heater on full blast and pointing at her. Found her 9 days after the death. You just cannot explain the smell. Cook at 80 degrees for 220 hours. Flip halfway through. Season to taste. I thought I wasn't into dark humor until I read this. Chemo poop. I've lived with people and pets undergoing chemo, and being around after they shat would make me nauseous to the point of having to go outside for fresh air. I would actually hallucinate the smell randomly during the day. Just curious what make it worse than normal poop. It's basically filled with rotting flesh, as the dead cancer cells, and once healthy cells. Chemo isn't perfect. Get flushed out of the system through poop, pee, vomit and even occasionally sweat. I used to volunteer with my church by delivering food and other supplies to shut-ins once a week. I developed a decent relationship with one of them and she left me a key since she had mobility issues. You will never forget the smell of a human body that's been sitting there for a few summer days. Damn. That smell is the worst. Probably because it's both a horrible smell but also because we instantly know it's the literal smell of death. This is confession time. One day I saw the chicken I had in a Tupperware inside the fridge got bad, so instead of throwing it away I decided to leave the Tupperware outside in the garden. After a few months the chicken turned into a brown-green liquid, so I had the amazing idea to check the smell. My fucking god. I am just gagging from remembering the smell. It was beyond terrible. Imagine rotten flesh but 10 times stronger with a strange sweet odor. It took me a few minutes to stop having the smell in my nose. I closed the lid and threw it in a nearby trash, knowing that that smell will remain in my memory forever. What a choice you made. He chose poorly. Had a coworker that walked 8 kilometers to work and back home every day because he didn't drive. He always wore the same jacket, zipped up and buttoned around the neck. He never showed, and 90th Japanese summers didn't change that. He smoked, never changed his clothes and was so incredibly dirty that his teeth looked like they started to mold. He was a close talker. That was the worst smell I've ever smelled. Can you tell us where you worked? I thought basic hygiene was a qualification to work in most places, more so in Japan. I can't see why not. US Navy in base at Tsuji, Japan. We attempted several times to remedy the situation, and he was just good enough to skirt the system and sneak by. Everything came to a head though when we had to go clean his house. It was a nightmare. Funny enough, the shower was the cleanest spot. I worked on a shrimp boat. We had a trip where everything seemed to go wrong. So we offloaded and we all raced off the boat and went to our homes. A week later, this was sometime during August when we get our hottest weather, we arrived at the boat and realized we didn't clean inside the hatch after the offload. There was a few 100 pounds of rotten shrimp stuck to the walls, ceiling, and floor of our fish hold. When we pulled the hatch cover I immediately started throwing up all over. I swear I could see stink lines like in cartoons. The events of that day have left me scarred for life. Had a fridge die in Florida with shrimp in it. Sat for a month. Can confirm the smell was vomit-inducing. Rotting potato. It had rolled to the back of the cupboard and started to decay. I couldn't quite pinpoint what the odor was or its location. Did a massive cleanup hoping to get rid of the smell but somehow missed the source. A few days later, I saw it, reached in and put my fingers through it, unleashing wafting torrents of putridness, leaving me gagging on my hands and knees. As the gelatinous mess, set free from the bonds of the potato skin, oozed forth. It seeped further into the wood of the cupboard, but also down my arm. For future information that I hope you will never need, it takes about a week for the smell to disappear from your skin. For context, I have been in the presence of bodies well into the process of decay that did not smell as foul. Stephen King over here. Subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.